What up, guys? Welcome to the Pullback Effects channel. We're going to go over our weekly analysis. And now, unfortunately, I had already recorded this video, but looks like the video came without audio. So what I'm going to do is just over voice on this video, okay? So we were looking at gold last time, right? Last time we talked was around the 26th of July, which was when I did my last analysis, which was around the consolidation that price is currently around my cursor right now. Okay, so it was a really nice video. We called the high to the low of the week, the video before that, and this last video also we called a really nice run down under the lows that I'll be outlining right now, which is pretty much these lows here, right? We call the move down there, which we can see that had already happened with this really big run down, right? We called that move down there, and it actually went a lot deeper into the daily equal lows that we see right there, okay? Although I didn't call those daily equal lows on YouTube, I've been calling it out on our premium channel, our premium signals. So it was a really nice move that we had there. If you guys also would like to join our premium signals group, I'll leave the link under the description of this video, so you guys could go ahead and join if you would like to have 4 webinars with 2 mentors each week, right? I do 4 webinars, and also my partner Andre does also 4 webinars each week in both Spanish and English sessions. But with gold, we saw how we went all the way down for those equal lows, and it just retraced back up around here to just retrace back into this consolidation in here. So what I think is that we're probably going to come back down into a deeper run, back down to those equal lows, and we'll see if we will be able to profit, right? We could possibly look for some entries here on the lower time frames to see if price heads down into those equal lows, but I'll be outlining a movement here that I could pretty much foresee on the daily time frame, in case if you don't like the lower time frames to use as entries. We'll be outlining a possible entry here on the daily time frame, right? So what I'm doing is noting this low in here, mentioning about the lower time frames entries that we could possibly look into in this consolidation here. But if we miss that, no worries. You guys could just wait for price to come down, take out the level of that low there, and possibly come back up just for a retest and resistance, and afterwards keep on heading down to take out this low right here as a primary objective, and then possibly head all the way down to test this low once again, or where these equal lows are. If it starts heading even lower, then we have this liquidity where it could also come down and tap, which is relatively the same distance from those equal lows. So I'll just be taking consideration that we might see a down movement for the rest of the week and next week for the gold market. Okay. And then I think that's about it for gold. We're about to move on with GBP/USD. So GBP/USD, last time we talked about this pair here, it was around this area, this consolidation here. I mentioned that we were most likely just going to keep consolidating or start heading higher for the liquidity that we see above these highs here, and possibly this high, and covering some of this imbalance in here, which we didn't quite get there. We did almost hit this high here. We definitely did hit this high and these highs as well. So you guys could see how we went up, swept through all that liquidity, just consolidated slowly, drifting its way down, and now it moved rapidly down. So I think we're probably going to come back down to test this low in here. this was on Thursday. On Friday, I was just expecting a bit of a retracement, possibly to 1.3680, 1.3690 level, which I'll check if we actually did that today right now on my phone. Yeah, we actually didn't even have any retracement. I was expecting it to remain heavy, but I'm surprised it remained this heavy actually. Didn't really have any retracement, it just started drifting down. We might come down to test that high that I just outlined with that red line, which is pretty much the same as this low in here. So if we head lower than this low, we're possibly going to head on for that low as well. And then we'll see if it has any more willingness to come down and test around this consolidation area that we have here as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it for GPUSD. We should move on to GPJPY. And GPJPY, last time we met, I was expecting the same thing as GPUSD, possibly coming up for higher liquidity. We didn't quite get all the way up for a really nice run above this high, but we did have quite some movement there. Mostly consolidation in that range, as you guys can see. But however, I did mention that if we take out this low, I mentioned around the level here, I think it was this low. If we would have taken out that low, then that would mean that GPJPY would actually be bearish and start continuing to come down for the sell side liquidity, which, as you guys can see, we actually did break that low, came back up and tested. So it looks like it's possibly going to come down for that liquidity I just outlined, and most likely also fill in some of that imbalance right there that we see here. So bearish movement for GPJPY, I believe, to come down for that low, possibly this low, and also entering back inside of the imbalance area that I'm outlining right now. Okay, so we might see a retracement as well, possibly coming back inside of this price action in here to head lower for our sell signal. But just take in consideration and take in mind that we will be most likely bearish for GPJPY as well. We do take out this high, then we might start seeing some up movements. We don't really want to see this high being taken out. So I really just would prefer for GPJPY to really remain bearish. Okay, and now for GPAUD, I've been talking about this pair since the beginning of our weekly volume analysis. And I've been calling this level since then, which we just barely hit it a couple days ago. Pretty much I'm outlining how I've been calling that level since that consolidation around this area in here. And it's been just slowly drifting its way up to the level that I called. It kind of went higher. I mean, that's okay. Doesn't really matter to me if it goes higher, it just matters to me if I actually was right in the level that I was calling for it to get there, which you guys can see it did. We might see it go higher, but what I'm really expecting for GPAUD is a possible reversal, and I'll probably go out to the weekly timeframes, I believe, in a little bit and show you guys where I would rather not see it go all the way up to for me to have that reversal idea. Okay, so yeah, it's about 1.95. I think I outlined it a little. I don't want to see it go all the way up there. Okay, I just want to see it kind of around this area where it's at right now, top, start breaking down. If next week's candle actually breaks this weekly low and closes under that, then that's going to be just a stronger confirmation to me that we're going to head down to this liquidity down here. There's a lot of sell side liquidity under these lows. So all this is just a manipulation move to get retail traders thinking it's going to start going higher. And I really expect the downside movement to be a lot faster than all this upside movement. So we'll see if we get that for GPAUD by the start of next week or next month. Okay, but just take in mind that we should possibly see some reversal signals. And USD CAD, we got in USD CAD also on FOMC, which I forgot to mention. After this video, we're going to be having a bonus video on how I entered Euro USD buys on FOMC. But as you guys can see, we had entered there with Pips Profit Club members, about 200 pips. We actually got stopped out in profit, but nonetheless, I think USD CAD should come up to those highs there to reach higher liquidity. And now we're in Euro USD. As you guys can see, I still have my FOMC order running. And those are just notations that I had for the video that you guys will start seeing in a little bit right now. But for Euro USD, I think we're possibly going to head under those equal lows in here and possibly test this high right there. Okay, so I'm generally bearish on Euro USD, thinking it might reach those levels. And once we reach those levels, we'll see if it has any type of signature or sign of a reversal to come up for those equal highs up there. Okay, and this FOMC entry, I had sent this to our premium signals group as well. We had missed our entry right just by a hair when it went up around these candles here. Missed it by like less than a pip. I think it was half a pip. And we still kept that sell entry because I was really expecting for price to come up, raid those intraday highs, and then start heading back down, right? And you'll see me on the video that I actually entered around this area once price was already coming down, right? The reason I entered and placed my stop above that high was because I'll outline the level right now is the 1.1750 level. If you guys know your quarters theory, one important thing to know is that whenever price tries to reach a half level, a quarter level, or a big figure level and just fails to get there as it's running stops or going with a really type of quick price action, it's most likely not going to hit that mid quarter or big figure level, and it's just going to reverse the other direction. So as I seen that it failed to get there and price started heading down, I knew for a fact that that was just a stop rate to go lower. So I entered my position as it was coming down with my stop above that high, expecting for lower prices to come down and take out the equal lows on the daily time frame. So as you guys can see, we're still holding that entry pretty much above a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio right now, since we're only risking 20 pips. And this entry here on my real account, I actually took partials on this. I took most of my position out around this consolidation area, which is pretty much the lowest price level that you can see there. It's around 1675 around there. So I took most of my partials there, and this is the way that you guys could compound your money faster by knowing exactly when are the pullbacks going to happen, which it did here. And we re-added another entry right there. So I'm saving myself money from drawdown on the pullbacks and actually getting the most out of it, right? By taking partials at the very lows and adding those partials in with a little bit more of a lot size on the retracement or the pullback effect, or the pullback, sorry. That's why the channel is called Pullback Effect, right? Because we know when to exactly identify when pullbacks are most likely to occur. That way we can maximize our profits always. If you guys also would like to learn how to learn the way that I trade, I got my own mentorship. I'm probably going to start doing one-on-one mentorships as well. So if you guys are interested, just send me a DM, or you guys could look for the online course at our website, pullbackeffect.com. But yeah, you guys, I'll show you guys on the screen once I edit this video how I took those partials there and re-added another entry around this consolidation area. And price is pretty much already drifting back down, right? that's pretty much about it. I'll be putting the FOMC entry video in a little bit. I'm not sure what else I was talking about there yesterday when I made this video. Fortunately came out with the audio, so I had to over voice it. But yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button so the algorithm knows that you like this video and could give you notifications and show you more content once I start uploading this video. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so you guys could know when I upload the videos. With that said, that's going to be it for today. Pretty much my expectation is mostly bearish on all foreign like Euro USD, GP, JPY, gold, etc. But that'll be all for today. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll leave you guys with the FOMC entry that you'll be seeing on this next very video. Okay, have a nice day. All right, guys, so here is our video of our FOMC entry. As you guys can see, I was already outlining the liquidity above the highs on Euro USD and the high on DXY for the objective. So there we have the FOMC volatility kicking in, pretty much having my sell entry to ready for when it hits that high there on Euro USD. Okay, so I already have my price at 1.1750 for my stop loss. And I also took an entry on GBP/USD, which you guys will see. I think I actually took it first. Yep, I took the entry first for GBP/USD, which was a sell. And I noticed afterwards that I actually, for some reason, I placed the wrong lot size. So I ended up closing the GU and just left the Euro trade on. But you guys can see there, pretty much having my stop loss at 1.1750 after it rated those stops and started heading down, fell to hit the mid-figure level 1750 and started heading lower. With GU, I think that's when I started noticing that the numbers weren't right. I was only making $20, so I was already deciding to take the GU trade off and leave the Euro USD. But it was a really nice Muse volatility expansion move to the upside and rating the stops there. Okay, so once we rated those stops, that means that our focus turns back down to those lows right there. As you guys can see, there's a smaller time frame equal lows there, and that will obviously head down to the daily equal lows that we mentioned in our analysis. So that was pretty much all on about my entry. Why I took it was pretty much there was consolidation above those or around the level that we rated, and it was the daily intraday high. So since the daily intraday high was kind of in a consolidation, I kind of had a feeling that we were going to come up to rate those stops and then overall reverse for Euro to keep on heading down. And obviously we had been heading down after FOMC that day. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you would like me to look at any other pair, it doesn't matter what type of market it is, whether it's indices or whatever, just go ahead and drop it in a comment and I'll go ahead and review that pair that you guys choose. Okay, and yeah, just make sure to let me know if you guys would want more types of these types of videos where I answer the trades beforehand or outline the trade beforehand and answer it afterwards. That said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a nice day.